Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the BBC News at 1. Two men have been killed in separate attacks within hours of each other in northeast London. One man died after a fight. The second was stabbed in Hackney yesterday evening. The deaths follow two fatal shootings on Monday in the north of the capital. The number of homicides across London this year now stands at more than 50. Our correspondent John McManus is in Hackney for us this lunchtime. John.
Jane, you can probably see the police forensic tents here in the street behind me in Link Lane in East London. Officers there trying to put together the sequence of events that led to an 18-year-old man being stabbed here last night and dying in the street. And as you say, that death one of only four that have occurred just this week in London, in parts of North and East London. Police now coming under increasing pressure to stop the violence. It was near this spot just before 8 o'clock last night that police officers were flagged down by a motorist. Here in Link Street they found an 18-year-old suffering from stab wounds. Despite administering first aid and calling in the London Air Ambulance, they were unable to save him, and he was pronounced dead at the scene just before 8:30. He's been named locally as Israel, though his details haven't been officially confirmed yet. Police say they've arrested two 17-year-olds on suspicion of murder. Meanwhile, on the same day, not far away, a 53-year-old man died outside this bookmaker's after what police suspect was a fight. Another man fled the scene. Police are searching for him and appealing for witnesses. But it's families that are being torn apart in this epidemic of violence. On Monday, 16-year-old Aman Shakur was shot in the face in Walthamstow, north-east London. He died the next day. And 17-year-old Tanesha Melbourne was also gunned down this week in what appears to be a drive-by shooting. The latest figures on homicides make stark reading. 52 people have died in violent circumstances in the capital since the start of the year. 34 of those were stabbings. 7 people died from gunshot wounds. And amongst the victims, 11 teenagers, though many in their 40s have also died. Police have stepped up patrols, but some locals here in Hackney are nervous.
I don't really see much police presence. I think the police are actually just dealing directly with calls and incidents that they get. But with regards to actually seeing police officers walking down the street, I can probably count it on my hand in the last 4 years since I've seen that.
The local MP believes that cuts in policing may have contributed to the problem.
Here in Hackney, we've lost 1 in 4 police officers since 2010. It is impossible to deal with gang crime, knife crime, gun crime, unless you have the right level of neighbourhood policing. But law enforcement can't solve things on their own. We also need to work with schools, with mental health services, with social workers.
The Metropolitan Police say they understand how alarmed the local community are, but they insist the only way to fully tackle violent crime is for the community to work with them. Well, you saw Diane Abbott there, the local MP and also the Shadow Home Secretary, criticising police cuts and saying they may have had an impact on the rise in violence in London. Many experts, of course, would say that this type of violence has much deeper roots. The Metropolitan Police, for their part, say that they need the community to help them to tackle this violence. And, of course, they're appealing for witnesses to all of these incidents this week to come forward and help them find the perpetrators. Jane.
John McManus in East London, thank you. And let's get the thoughts.